Hi, my name is Arnie Peterson from Awareness and Health, and this is video number 4 in the Freedom Through Mindfulness short video series. This section number 4, is self-discipline. Simply put, if you want to make healthy changes in your life, any changes at all, you have to be willing to change. That's just all there is to it. And a lot of change in life brings up uncomfortable feelings, stepping out of our comfort zone. And if we can't handle processing or being with, allowing the feelings that come up through us, through the steps that we take that are required to achieve our goals that we want to make in life, we can't actually achieve our goal because we won't get there, because we'll feel too much and we'll just put blocks up, resistance, and we'll give up. And so the thing is with this section, the self-discipline, it's all about, we need to practice stepping out of our comfort zone. We need to practice getting used to these uncomfortable feelings. Because what stops us when we're wanting to do something and we hit a wall? We say all of these reasons of what stops us, but if we back all the way up to the actual cause, it comes back to one thing: a feeling that's just too much. We feel too overwhelmed. We talk ourselves out of it. We don't feel good about ourselves. We don't feel confident enough. But it comes down to a feeling in our body that we don't like, that we're pushing away, and we're not able to push into that feeling and be with that uncomfortable emotion. So this section is about that. Now I want to talk about the subconscious mind a little bit and how our brain works. And it's really interesting that if we're walking on a path and we say all of the functions that our brain has that sends the signals to our body, that it basically, these neurons, it's just neural pathways where the energy, the signals move from one point to the other, and they just activate a signal and allow a behavior to happen. And so if we want to change a behavior, like learning a new skill, it's really hard consciously. It's really hard because we're not used to doing that behavior, all of the attributes, all of the mental parts, all of the emotional parts, what it feels like, the coordination with our eyes and hands, and it brings up feelings inside of us as well that we need to process through. So new things that we haven't done before, they're hard to do. We have to learn them consciously. And it's kind of like walking on a brand new path. We're used to walking down this path, and maybe this path that I used to walk on when I was a kid, this pathway in a field, there was all of this grass and hay and bushes and everything all around this path. And this path was so easy to walk on. It was beaten down for years and years. I walked on it. And so if I wanted to take a different route and walk a different way, there was no path yet. There was no established pathway. So our brain, there's no established pathway, no neuron yet that is being created, other than the idea that I want to do this new pathway. I want to do this new experience. So at first it's hard. We can't navigate. We have to do it consciously, and we're trying to find our way. We're stumbling. The next day we go to do it again. We can't find the path, and it's really hard again. And the next day, after a few days, we start to go, oh, I can start to kind of, find my way along this path. And then after a week or so, we can actually start to kind of see it. And in 2 weeks, it gets easier. And after 3 weeks, 21 days, they say, now we've created and established the beginning of a new habit. That pathway, you can actually see it. And interestingly, the old pathway, if we're wanting to let go of an old behavior and we don't walk on that pathway anymore, it starts to grow over with weeds like the pathway does with the grass. And the new pathway starts to get more beaten in, and that's how our brain works. It takes a little bit of time, and it takes discipline to follow through and to keep moving through these emotions and feelings. And so it's really important that we do the awareness practice and we're present, because we don't want to end up practicing the practice of quitting what we do. We don't end up want to practice feeling bad about ourselves. And so if we're present, we can actually look at all of this stuff, and mosquitoes. And we can then start looking at the truth of what we're feeling. And if we keep getting triggered into irrational fears, something that's not really happening in the moment, and we keep reacting to old behaviors, we just keep refining and strengthening that path. But as we start recognizing the real truth of what's really happening and where our attention keeps going, we practice bringing our attention back, being present, being mindful, observing ourselves, observing the nature of how our mind works, how our emotions affect us, how they affect our body. And then we start practicing going through the feeling process of, wow, I'm able to now be in this experience. So we practice doing new things, stepping out of our comfort zone, doing something we had trouble with before, but we do it gently, a little bit at a time, baby steps. Because if we do it too big, we're going to really be practicing quitting what we do and failing, because we'll basically be pressuring ourselves too much and we'll end up quitting because it's too much. So we do small achievable steps that we feel good about, and we acknowledge them, feeling good about them, and acknowledge the success in every step. And every step we take a step, and a step, we make sure that we're fully in that step. Breathe into it, feel where we are, feel the emotions, feel the experience, acknowledge where we are, rather than, I haven't achieved my goal yet, I really don't feel good, and I'm not good until I get there. This is part of our goal. If we bring in the essence of what our goal is in every step, then know that it's actually part of the puzzle. Then as the puzzle fills up, eventually when it's full, we've achieved our goal. The emotional energy we put into every step, that becomes the total of what we feel when we achieve that goal, when it's complete. So if every step was actually disappointment, feeling bad about ourselves, we've just filled the whole puzzle with disappointment and feeling bad about ourselves. And then when we get to the goal, we're not happy, we're not satisfied. So it's really important, discipline, self-discipline, to keep disciplining ourselves to do these things that make us feel good, these awareness practices, practice the meditation, practice doing things that make you feel good, making change, doing things, small things that you feel good about, that make you feel good about yourself, self-love, self-respect, and being kind to yourself, and noticing when you get pulled off in negative thoughts or self-sabotaging behaviors, and just go, wow, this is really interesting how that happened. Back up into your breathing, sit in it a little bit, do truth, do the mindfulness meditation and the feeling process, feeling through it, breathing in, feeling through. And as you keep doing this, your discipline, your ability to move through these things will get more and more and more, and pretty soon you'll be able to step further out of your comfort zone. So this video was all about self-discipline. In the next video, video number 5, it's about how we align the way we speak with our goals. Okay, it's really interesting, the power of the energy of how we communicate out into the world, and the things we communicate to ourselves, how they really affect our subconscious mind and how we feel about ourselves and our ability to process their emotions. So video number 5 is that. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Share it, pass it around if you really like it. Send me some comments, like it. And for now, this is Arnie Peterson from Awareness and Health, the short mini video series of the Freedom Through Mindfulness program. I'll see you in the next video.